and welcome to another edition of Nain Shorts. As you can see, my co-host isn't here. Very, very sad. Please don't be concerned. He hasn't passed away just yet.
Just yet? What the hell are you plotting?
It's like a merch drive. Everyone's like, "Oh, Nain," and then we get that stuff selling. No,
selling what?
Oh, my fault.
Welcome everybody to another edition of Nain Short with a very special guest, Nyssa. And if you don't remember who Nyssa is, look back at some of the old episodes. But today we have a very interesting conversation to be had. Nyssa has actually been helping me teach this summer martial arts program in conjunction with Physique Magnifique. Shout out to Physique Magnifique, 387 Grand Avenue in South San Francisco. They put together a martial arts program for children, was it 10 to 14? And they were able to experience 3 different forms of martial arts, one of which was what we teach, our version of FMA. How's that been for you so far?
It's been pretty nice. It's been almost like refreshing to be able to teach people who I'm not familiar with, people, younger than me, some the same age as me, being able to really see, how their minds work outside of them being my students or my friends. Because I have familiarized myself with these students, but on Sundays when I am also another regular old student in class, a lot of those people, if I do end up teaching, are like my cousins, people I'm familiar with. So
or older than you.
Or older than me, yeah. So it's a little more easygoing. But these kids, I don't know them. Some are younger, some are the same age as me. So it's really nice to see how everything turns in their head, what gears and what clicks for them immediately.
Okay. And recently you were asked something last class in reference to that difference. What were you asked?
Oh, well, after the class is over, one of the students came up to me and they were like, "So on Sundays you are a student in the class and your dad teaches." And I'm like, "Yep." And then on Wednesdays you are a teacher and you are doing at least half or just a lot of the teaching overall.
Hey, what the hell? Is that what the student said, quote unquote?
Oh, well, yeah, it's like that's just what happens when you're around.
Was it Fiona?
For a while. Probably was Fiona. I'm no snitch. But...
Oh, okay. You ain't gonna tell me who it was. You're just gonna tell me that it was somebody. Okay.
Right.
All right. Well.
But they asked me, "How does that make you feel?" And I wasn't really prepared to be asked a question like that.
Like, whoa, bro! No, hey, I asked the
personal.
questions here. Come on.
Yeah, that's my job. That's your job. But it did.
So how do you feel?
It did get me thinking. It was it's nice to be able to surround myself around people with new ideas, people who haven't done this before. And now that I have done this for a while, maybe 2 years, less than 2 years.
I honestly don't know when you started training. To
Me
be quite
neither.
frank. It
But
just seems like you've been doing it your whole life.
a while, longer than they have, is the point.
True.
It was, I don't know, it felt as if I was really being respected as a teacher, even though these kids were only a little bit younger or the same age as me.
You were respected as a teacher. Now, do you feel like in class on Sunday, that respect isn't there? Not that people are being disrespectful to you,
Right.
but that, this is the instructor or the instructor's assistant.
Right. The only reason why it doesn't feel the same in Sunday classes is only because I think everyone feels as if I can do both just as easily.
Okay.
But most of the time, they can almost feel what kind of attitude I'm putting out.
So wait, you're saying you switch?
Right. They can almost feel the authority that comes from my attitude. Because there's no real authority put there.
No, there isn't.
But in lack of better words, authority.
Okay. I get it.
They can feel the difference in the words I'm using.
He's like, "Oh shit, Nissa's teaching right now. Shut up."
Everyone be quiet.
Versus it's okay, Nissa's learning with us. All right.
Right.
So there definitely is a huge difference then for you then in the way that you you come across, but also the way that you feel you have to come across,
Right.
because of who's in front of you. And overall, what do you think you're taking away from this change?
I think that if you were to ask me to be on Nain shorts or teach a class mostly by myself, or
No, continue.
or give instructions to even a small group of people, I would have said no, because I would have been afraid to do so. But when it comes to class and me now teaching a couple of students and given the opportunity to teach students older than me and even more experienced, it hasn't become as overwhelming as it used to be.
Okay, so just put in practice.
Right, significantly easier.
Okay.
Because I feel that I can do that without being judged.
True. Well, we try not to judge too much. We will make fun of you, but we won't judge you.
Right.
Now, would you say then for the learning experience, because in my personal opinion,
Right.
we're always going to be a student.
Yeah.
We're always learning. There's always something to learn. And the moment you think you know everything, you're a dick.
Right. We should put that on a t-shirt.
The moment you know everything, you're a dick. That would be a fun t-shirt. But it just, you get a different air about you. Like you were saying, like your energy changes when you're like, okay, I'm in this teaching mode, I'm in this learning mode. And when you have that mentality, like, oh, I know it all, I'm the best, you definitely, your energy switches.
No, yeah.
So that's a different tangent. The point I'm trying to ask, or what I'm trying to ask you now is, do you think as a student, it's important for you to teach?
As a student, I don't think it's necessarily important. But I do think it gives me and the other people who I would be teaching in that instance a better view on what it's like as if they were going to do it.
Okay. So you're that connecting point between like the student and the instructor.
Right, because like I said, I feel like I can be both just as well either way. And I'm hoping that I'm giving the message that as a student or as a teacher, I'm still learning and being given information and possibly messing up just as much as any of the other people are.
Right. So that gives them the confidence then to be able to do it themselves. But to bring it back a little bit, more so on the idea, is it beneficial for students to teach? Like, do they get more out of what they're learning because they teach?
Well, depends on the learning style of the individual person.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because some people learn more by their ideal way of learning stuff. Some people learn better by being given information. Some people learn better by being shown what exactly they're trying to learn. Some people learn best both ways. Some people learn best neither way.
Okay.
Like some people use music to concentrate, or chewing gum, or journaling, jotting down notes, all that kind of stuff. But when you can't do that, it all circles back to the mental part. Like, what's easier for you, being shown or being told?
So what did you show on Wednesday?
On Wednesday...
Or did you tell them?
I did a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because I think if I do both, then I can see how exactly they intake information.
Okay. So you're just testing the water, just threw something out there and be like, all right, who's going to eat it? All right, they ate it. All right, good. They're good. Now I need to give them something else.
You bite. Now let's see what you guys like.
Why does it feel like you were playing with puppies now?
Kind of was.
Yeah.
Some are energetic. Some like to stay in the corner and not talk.
Some are quiet. I mean, well, everyone's different, definitely. But that's a great point to be made in reference to, as an instructor, how do you entice one student who's one way and then inspire another a different way and then get one to just settle down because, hey, you're biting people. Not literally, but metaphorically speaking. And how do you calm them down? So what did you show, or how did you go about showing them? If you want to give them an example of what did you show them physically, and how did you present that?
Okay, so for beginning instruction, I did a lot of talking, and then later, after that, I did like the physical representation.
Okay.
But to start off, I said, today we're going to be learning Sinawali. That's the basis of the class.
Okay.
And of course, we did the morning exercises just to get everyone's muscles loose, just to get them comfortable with being in class again. Because some of them still aren't, some of them really are.
Right.
And I explained Sinawali is a general mix of a couple things we've learned already. In the beginning class, we did the morning exercises 111. A few classes after that, we did 5 and 7. And I told them it's all a mix of those similar shots, just in a repetitive motion. Which I could see after they started doing it was the part that slipped them up. It was the fact that they had to do the same thing over and over again. That's the part that kind of messed with them. Because you would think that doing the same thing over and over again, it'd be easy. You'd get it, and then, I can do this in my sleep.
But Sinawali is an exchange between them.
Right. And it's almost as if, because they're just learning this for the first time, doing the repetitive motion made them nervous, because they're like, okay, I did it this first time, but did I do it right? And then I did it the second time, and then a couple of them forgot the movements, and then they were like, oh, I did that wrong. And I'm like, it's okay, try again. And they tried again, and then they did it, and they were like, huh. Like, it's almost as if they were all understanding it the same way, but the way that they were thinking about it in their heads were totally different.
So each one had to, so then you had to correct each one individually to see how to get them back on track?
Since I do know Sinawali, there were a couple kids who were like, I want to try this by myself.
Right.
And a couple who were like, I want help. So I took them to the side individually, and I did Sinawali with them. Some of them got it in 1 or 2 tries.
Okay.
Some of them did it in 3 or 4 tries, which was fine. But, after that, I did it a couple of ways. I did it with my right hand, and then they did it with their right hand. Then we switched. We both did it with our left. Then we did it long range, and then we did it short range. And then I feel like after that, they were able to see, oh, okay, so this is much easier to do by myself than with a person. But that almost made them better at it. Because they're like, ooh, I don't like doing this with the person in front of me. Let me try it by myself.
Well, it throws people off. I mean, the moment you see a stick flying in your face, it kind of makes you think twice about what you're trying to do.
Right, but even then I was learning something myself, because I was like, if it makes them uncomfortable to do it with a stick flying in front of their face, let's see how they do with that, and then make them do it by themselves again.
That's pretty cool. So you changed tactics on the fly based on what you saw happening. Sounds like you're, on your way to becoming a pretty good instructor.
I hope so.
You hope so. No, do you want to become an instructor later on? Do you think that's something that you would be inclined or want to do?
I don't think it's something I necessarily want to do, but I want to get good enough where if I was put on the spot, I can.
So you want to have the ability to do it if you had to, but you don't necessarily want to pursue a teaching position.
Right.
That's interesting. I learned something new about you today. Okay. Well, personally, I think you're doing great. And now, before we leave, what is something that you really took away from this that you weren't expecting?
Like this moment or teaching?
Both.
Students in general. Okay, well, for the first one, this specifically, I took away that I am a lot less nervous talking in front of a camera now.
Very important skill.
But also that, I got comfortable thinking these things by myself. Because, way before I started training, I would watch you train, and then I would take that information. So even though that was like 4 to 5 years ago, maybe longer.
Sweetie, it's been 10 years.
Oh, 10 years.
You were 4 when I started training.
But No, but either way, I know that information's still in there, even though it was, that long ago.
Right.
I'm able to pick up on that, and I think the fact that I've gotten more comfortable with myself doing this, I can pull that out of that deep dark crevice. It was pushed all the way back to my mind and bring it back out, and it's been more and more comfortable, both teaching and doing. Physically.
That's pretty good, because lately you've gotten really, really sharp in your movements. I know Rico has seen it. Do you want to actually show it?
Sure.
Some of it? All right. So, show me what you got. Oh, that was a hand shot. Jerk. There you go. Now step in. Second hand. Ah! Fuck. Ow! Shit! Jesus Christ. Alright.
Done.
Control. But fuck!
Yeah.
Alright, those are actually pretty good shots, kid. Goddamn. And at any point did you feel uncomfortable?
No.
No? no. So that's Nyss's training up to this point. Teaching, for us, teaching is definitely something that you need to experience at one point or another.
Right.
Because these are the results. You start analyzing, you start sort of checking yourself to see, hey, do I actually know this stuff, or am I just kind of repeating the movements?
Right.
And I think you've shown very much that you do understand what it is you're doing, and I couldn't be prouder. I mean, I could, but for this particular instance, I couldn't be prouder. But so that was awesome. Thank you. Anything else you'd like to say before we go?
Do better in any and every instance. No matter what popped into your mind after I said do better, just do better.
Do that. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us on another one of Nain's Short with a very special guest, Nyssa, my eldest child and soon-to-be badass martial artist. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. 3, 2, 1, cut!